on the launch of our NFO HDFC Silver ETF Fund of Fund. And this NFO is going to be on from tomorrow till 21st of October. So what is this NFO all about? Silver is something we all know about. I mean, it's not a new concept for Indians. Traditionally, most Indian families consider it auspicious to buy silver in the form of, say, silverware or jewelry, etc. So, as an investment, investing in silver is not at all a new concept for most Indian families. However, from an asset allocation point of view, I mean, looking at silver as a serious asset class, I mean, that is still taking off. And in this presentation today, we will see why it is compelling to invest in silver. We look at equity as an asset class, debt, and even gold. In many of our hybrid schemes, we also have gold and silver. Also, it deserves to be a part of each and every investor's portfolio from an asset allocation perspective. What's more, one more thing that we want to highlight is that silver is also an industrial commodity, which is, gold is not an investment industrial commodity, but silver is. And from this point of view, we are currently at an extremely interesting time period. There are many new age industries like solar panel manufacturing of electric vehicles, and batteries. It requires silver as a key commodity. And because of this, the next 5 years, it is expected that the demand for silver, not just in India, but globally, the demand for silver can outweigh that of its supply. And for this reason, it looks like it is a great time to invest in silver with a 5-year, 10-year view kind of view, or keep it as an asset allocation on an ongoing basis. So to discuss this investment opportunity in detail, we have our senior fund manager, Mr. Krishan Kumar Daga, who comes with over 3 decades of experience. He doesn't require introduction. So we also have 2 of our product specialists as part of this call, Siddharth and Shikhar, to help us with any detailed questions that could come as part of this call. So before I hand over to Krishan ji, just wanted to add that if you have any questions, please post it as part of the Q&A section. We'll take up at the end of the initial remarks from Krishan ji. Over to you, Krishan.
Thank you, Ram. Good evening, everyone. I'll start my presentation with giving you some facts about the silver. Silver is, as Ram also mentioned, that silver is a precious metal used not only in jewelry. It is also used in the industrial commodity. It has a large industrial use, whether it is electrical switches or solar or chemical producing catalyst. Everywhere, silver is used. So it is very, very, important as a commodity, industrial commodity as well. It is also considered as a auspicious metal in most parts of the country, and generally, investors keep buying on the Dhanteras or Akshaya Tritiya. Many festivals, especially of every state and local, they keep buying the silver and gold both. Similarly, this also serves as investment tool, because nowadays, whether it is gold or whether it is silver, it is not only buying physical. Many people buy as an investment, and they prefer to buy in an ETF form. So this demand is also formed 25% of the global demand if you see last 10 years data. Why we are considering investing in silver? Because this is, Ram also mentioned in the initial note, that this is used as an industrial commodity, and it is also basically as a precious metal. You can hedge against currency depreciation, and it also makes your portfolio well diversified. So this is another way why we are investing in silver. And as an industrial commodity, it is a play on the industrial recovery with heavy uses in portable devices or industrial equipment. With improving demand outlook on account of higher adoption in new age and green technology, whether it is solar panels, electronic devices, electrical vehicles, everywhere. This is, creating a lots of demand on the silver side. Key properties of silver makes it unique metal because if let's say somebody want to buy in form of, let's say, silver coins, that also can be deployed as a substitute to chemical antibiotics. So various uses here, but easy to give shape in whichever shape you want to make it, whether for jewelry uses or your silverwares. This gold, silver is very, very important. This data is showing how your silver uses is increasing, whether you look at 2015 to 20 and 21, and then what are the future demands, especially if you look at the solar power demand. It is silver is also demand is increasing year on year. One of the most important demand which we are seeing, if the EV share will increase, then your silver demand will also increase, because here the use is almost twice if you compare with the traditional internal combustion engine car right now. So that is almost double. So, and we know that demand of the EV will go up significantly. Right now also it is increasing, and that will enhance basically the silver demand further. Here we have given in the chart various industrial space where silver is used, and definitely mobility, energy production, and telecom, whichever area you see silver demand is boosting every year. As a precious metal, we have said initially that you can hedge against the currency depreciation risk. So if you see last 25 years chart, like when your INR to USD, which was less than 40 25 years ago, and now it is above 80. So the depreciation is also basically the advantage whenever you are investing in the precious metals, whether it is gold or silver, because you get the advantage of currency depreciation when you are investing in the silver or gold. We will be showing the data in the following slides as well, how much benefit this silver is giving. Why this is interesting to invest in the silver, because here let's say if you want to invest even 10 lakhs rupees, but then you need to buy 15 kg kind of silver, so it is bulky kind of proposition, and storing as a physical or let's say in a safe manner will be very, very difficult. And that's a reason people prefer, or investors prefer to invest in a paper form or in a ETF form, which makes much more sense because storing is otherwise very, very difficult. Now, if you see the demand, this is very important slide. If you see the breakup of silver demand, we are showing here 2021 the data. If you see the 50% is again industrial application only, and the jewelry is around 16%, silverware is 4%. Physical investment in terms of coins and bars, which is also very high, that is almost 25%, and the 6% is in ETF. So, but if you see the trend record of the last couple of years, ETF have a not only meaningful share, it is demand is also increasing in form of silver ETF. These are the some data which is showing how silver demand growth is expected to increase in the future. This is another slide which is showing you across basically countries how silver is produced geographically. Mining is well spread, like it is not only certain countries here. You see all the countries who are producing, and you can see the demand growth. So in India, for example, if you see compared to 20 to 21, there is already a 3% increase in the growth. This is another interesting chart which is showing you, I mean, silver performance of silver versus the other asset class, whether it is equity or whether it is a debt, or even, I mean, if you are comparing with gold. So there are many incidents when your silver is, let's say, for example, if I look in the 2004 to 2007, or let's say 2010 and 11, when your silver was outperforming all other asset class, even including gold. I mean, so at times like silver, because the behavior of silver, I mean, movement is some, especially at the time of tough time, like, it is always, I mean, outperforming the other asset class. And not only that, even sometime it is outperforming to the gold as well. We have seen the same example in the COVID time, during COVID times also, when silver was, I mean, doing better than compared to all other asset class. So here we are giving, I mean, four, I mean, example in the, for example, the blue line is showing you the silver rate, and the in a form of umber, I mean, color, if you see Nifty 50, then the light blue is the debt and the yellow is the gold. But gold and silver, I mean, in a bad time, definitely, I mean, they are outperforming the other asset class. This is last 25 years performance, silver price movement. If you see, I mean, how they have moved. This data, I mean, is very interesting, especially if you see the right side table and how, I mean, basically, let's say hedging, which we were talking in our initial slide, how that can help. For example, I will take, I mean, I'll start with the 1 year data. When you're, I mean, silver in the USD form, it was down by 12% in last 1 year, but in the INR terms, it is only, I mean, down by 3%, which means that there's a 9% kind of alpha. You got it in a year only because of the depreciation. Not only, I mean, 1 year, that is a short term, probably, even if you look at the, let's say, 15 or 20 years, in 15 years, in USD form, silver, I mean, is up by only 2%, while in a INR form, 7%, which means that clearly it is a 5% gap is because of your INR depreciation. In 20 years period also, silver in USD form, it is 7% up, while the silver in INR form, it is 10% up. Now, this 10% kind of return, if you compare with the debt, is definitely much, much better if you compare with that. And not only that, it is hedging and it is also providing the diversification. So in this slide, we have given, I mean, return of, let's say, up to 5 years. If I compare my silver with the Nifty 50, silver is 13%, Nifty is 16%, debt is 8%, and gold is 13%. So silver and gold both are, I mean, similar return. If I look at the 5 years, I mean, period, although silver has tended to more volatile sometime in the gold, but they have delivered return in line with the gold and definitely outperform the debt in all investment time frame, because debt return is generally, I mean, in the range of 6 to 8%. If you see 1 year, 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, but here your silver return is definitely in a double digit number. So again, I'm repeating that not only, I mean, hedging, diversification, plus return wise also, it is having a better return matrix. Quickly on the HDFC Silver ETF fund on fund, what we'll be doing here, I mean, I will explain you in next few slides. So the first I will start, I mean, talking about the benefits when you are investing in a silver ETF fund on fund. Here your minimum application amount, or let's say additional purchase amount, can be rupees 100. So for anybody who want to make a safe, I mean, it makes much more sense, let's say, because with such a small amount, you can start your SIPs. That's one thing. And we have already seen the return. We have already spoke about diversification, etc. So this is available for investment for everyone. And here, when you are investing in ETF fund on fund, you do not need the demat account, because when you are investing in HDFC Silver ETF, you need to have the demat account. But if it is a fund on fund, you do not need the demat account. All the, I mean, options I have already told you that which is available here, like other equity schemes or debt schemes, or even the other fund on fund schemes. So ease of investing here, I mean, basically when you are investing in the silver, and it is a cost effective as well, because the ETFs or any commodity fund on fund are always, I mean, low cost. It's available at a very, very low cost compared to your physical purchase, because when you are purchasing in a physical form, initially you have to pay the GST, etc. But here, at the time of buying and at the time of selling, your GST gets net off, like, so maybe that at the time of buying purchase available, let's say whatever price is there, you are paying over and above the GST, but at the time of redemption, again, you are getting the advantage of that as well, because it's get net knocked off. So that's the one advantage here. So indirectly, I mean, you can say that when you are investing in a ETF, you are unnecessarily not paying any sort of GST here. Multiple reasons we have for whenever we are, I mean, investing in a HDFC index solution. The most important, what I would say, is the process, which is one of the most important. The process which we follow, or let's say the experience which comes with the highly disciplined and robust investment and risk management policies and processes. That's very, very important when you have to track, let's say, the benchmark, whatever benchmark, let's say whether any equity schemes or commodity or any debt, the benchmark return has to be in line, or your scheme's return has to be in line with the benchmark return. For that, definitely you need experience to take care on the tracking error side. So that should be the lowest tracking error and the lowest tracking difference. That's what it matters the most, I mean, to these funds. So outcome is very, very simple. Whenever, I mean, we are, I mean, investing, we have to see that benchmark tracking error is minimum and the tracking difference is also the minimum compared to the benchmark. This is just a slide on the objective, etc. So obviously, I mean, investors are looking for capital appreciation whenever they are investing in a silver ETF. This is the open-ended, I mean, fund-on-fund scheme, and it will be investing in a HDFC silver ETF only. So we already launched last to last month. We have launched the silver ETF, and then we will be investing all the, I mean, funds which will be coming in this FOF will be going in the silver ETF only. Benchmark is, again, here also it is very important. As I said, that we need to see the performance, whether it is in line with the benchmark. And here your benchmark will be domestic prices of physical silver, which is based on the LBMA silver daily spot fixing price. Why to invest in silver ETF fund on fund? Because we have said in the previous slides as well that you are hedging against the currency risk. So depreciation, we have seen INR depreciation over last, I mean, 15 years. The CAGR was, I mean, CAGR was almost 5% INR depreciation. And here you are investing in INR, so you are always getting the advantage of that currency risk. So, and it is also having an opportunity to leverage your greater adoption of silver for new age technology, because this is usage of the silver is increasing every year, if you compare, whether it is in solar power or electrical vehicles or any other, I mean, industrial uses. There is a digital way to invest in silver, and definitely, because as we have mentioned that physical buying and storing could be, I mean, not only, I mean, it will be not too much safer, and it will be difficult as well, because it comes with the bulk quantity and storage will be very, very difficult. When you are investing through HDFC mutual fund, it's a trusted brand. And gold ETF also, I mean, we are having a history of 12 years when we have managed. So similarly, the silver ETF we have launched a couple of days ago, and now, I mean, it's a fund on fund. This is just a normal, I mean, slide which is talking about the asset allocation.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.